G'day everybody, how you going? Yeah, no one ever wants to respond when a presenter asks how you're going, because what if you say, well, I'm doing really badly, Oren? That would make it really uncomfortable because I'm not really that empathic. Anyway, today I'm going to talk to you about securing infrastructure as a service virtual machines. So to contextualize, deploying an IaaS VM is like buying a car. Once you drive it off the lot, maintaining it and securing it is going to be your responsibility. Okay, so anybody who's got this fantasy in their head that I'm running a VM in your data center, so you're responsible for security of that VM, is full of it. Okay, there's a thing they're called the shared responsibility model, which I sometimes call a denial of liability model. And what that means is that Microsoft is not, or Amazon or Google, the hosting provider, is not liable if you do not configure the security of your virtual machine well. So, in this session, I'm going to go through some of the stuff that you probably already know about what you should do to secure your VMs. Now, even though I've said we don't have any responsibility, what we do is we provide you with a whole set of tools that allow you to go and secure these things. So sometimes people go to me, well, if you've got all these tools, why don't you go and implement them for us? And the reality is, as you know, with how happy people are about getting automatic updates on Windows 10, when you force security down some people's throats, they tend to throw up. Anyway, making your IaaS VMs more secure. So what we'll cover is we'll quickly cover secure the administrative plane. Azure software updates, firewall, NSGs and NVAs, endpoint protection, bastion and JIT, adaptive application control, disk encryption and file integrity monitoring. These are all features that you should be aware of and understand how that you can use these tools in this toolbox to make your VMs a lot more secure. Okay, no demos because we've got 20 minutes, so we need to move through these quickly. So it's going to feel like an avalanche of information, but the nice thing is these sessions are recorded. So you can go back later, you can look at the recording, you can pause it and you go, now I understand what that bugger with the accent was talking about because I didn't understand it the first 6 times I heard it. I think I've got the most clear speaking voice in the world. You might differ. Okay, Aka.ms /SecurelaaSVM. This is Max, Ninja Cat's mate. He drives the V8 Interceptor from Mad Max. If you want a sticker with this on it, I'll be giving them out after the session ends. But this link links you to the docs.microsoft.com article that actually has the infrastructure as a service VM best practices. So if you go to this link, anytime you go to this link, you will see the best practices listed for you. Okay, secure the administrative plane. Okay, I'm not talking about a plane that goes around like this. What I'm talking about is that when you're running a VM, you've got to think about 2 things. You've got to think about the security of the VM itself, and then you've got to think about all the people that can access the controls that allow you to secure that VM. So the first thing, make sure you've got MFA enabled on all accounts that might have administrative access to your Azure subscription. Dead normal, dead obvious. Use role-based access control to limit what actions can be taken against a VM. Okay, don't be one of those subscriptions where everybody and their dog's got global administrator privileges. You're really going to be locking down what people can do. In fact, put VMs in different resource groups or subscriptions to limit access. Where you want to get to is that someone shouldn't even be able to bloody see a VM that they shouldn't be responsible for managing. So if they click on the VMs node in the Azure console, they should only see VMs that they've got rights to. If they don't have rights to the VM, they shouldn't even see the VM. So really lock down your permissions and start thinking about it that way. You shouldn't be able to see it. If someone only has read access to it, that's interesting, but only auditors really should have that access. Why? Because the moment they can see the VM, they can pull up the details of the VM, they can see the internal IP address of that VM, they can see the external IP address of the VM, they can see the network security groups that apply to it, they can see what rules exist. Any information that an attacker can get might be used against you. Okay, software update. You can turn on Azure Software Update. So the idea with this one is it's managed by Azure. And it allows you, if you light it up, and you've got to light it up, to have all of the software updates for your Linux and your Windows VMs managed for you by the platform. But you've got to turn it on. The dashboard will actually show you which VM updates are missing from a VM. So you don't have to go into the VM and run a report from the VM, because the platform will actually tell you, hey, this Linux VM's missing all these updates, this Windows VM's missing all these updates. You can then go and configure your updates. Your updates are not just assessed against a public repository, they can be run up against, obviously, Windows Update, but you can also go and throw a WSUS server in there, and you can say, okay, I'm going to approve certain updates in WSUS, and then this will then go and assess compliance against the updates that you've approved in WSUS. If you've got Linux, you can use a public repo, or you can create your own private package repo and then have it assessed against that. So you do have multiple levels. If you have, as part of your compliance responsibilities, that you've got to go through and then manually approve updates before they're generally deployed, you can do it that way as well. And that also means that you can have automatic systems going, so that once you approve it at one level, then all your automatic routines will then go and push those updates to the VMs that are running within your subscriptions. Now, update runs. They run by update category. So what you do is you configure it and you say, right, I'm going to automatically approve all updates of these categories. So you're not going through and manually ticking off this one, ticking off that one, and ticking off that one. What you're doing is saying, if this is a critical security update, go and deploy it. You can choose to run it once off or as a recurring, and you can, if you want, exclude, is probably, I should have written exclude there, not include, specific CVEs or KBIDs. So if there's an update out there that you're not exactly really happy with, and you don't want to apply it to your VMs, you go and write an exclusion in there and you say, yeah, go and apply everything except that one. I don't trust that one. That one's no good. Endpoint protection. Go and deploy endpoint protection with your VMs. Work out what works for you in terms of endpoint protection. And don't tell me, well, it's running Linux, it doesn't need any antivirus software. Okay? You can go with Sophos for Linux, McAfee, Linux or Windows, Symantec for Windows, Trend for Windows, Microsoft System Center Endpoint Protection for Windows, Windows Defender, I mean, really? Do I have to tell you what operating system that is? And if you've got Azure Security Center, you also can put in Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protection. Now, obviously, Advanced Threat Protection does a slightly different thing to an anti-malware solution, because it provides a lot more telemetry, and it also goes into your event log and it finds things that might be security concerns for you and allows them to surface either in Azure Security Center or Azure Sentinel if you've got it configured. Azure Firewall should be deployed. Okay? If you are going to deploy a VM on a DMZ, if you were going to deploy a VM out on the internet, you would go and restrict network traffic to it. But if you're deploying it in your subscription, don't just think about north-south traffic. That's in and out of your subscription. Think about traffic east and west. Because if someone's attacking you, what they want to do is they gain persistence. They want to find that 1 weak VM in your subscription, they want to get onto that VM, and then they want to start to attack the other VMs on your subscription. So when you're configuring your network security approach, what you're saying is I am going to restrict traffic also from VMs within my subscription to only traffic that should exist. So that if someone did compromise a VM in my subscription, they can't go out and attack other VMs in the subscription. Always use the assume breach principle. The assume breach principle is that something within your infrastructure may be compromised, and you're not just protecting against stuff that's way out there, but you might be protecting against something that's already inside the house that's trying to kill you. And believe me, I'm Australian, I'm very familiar with stuff inside the house that's trying to kill me. Usually spiders, occasionally snakes. So far, not a shark. Okay, so you can go with network security groups. That's a basic packet filter. You can use Azure Firewall. That's a policy-based application network and traffic filtering. You can also go and deploy, if you feel more comfortable with it, a network virtual appliance, which is just basically a virtual machine that runs like an F5 or a Barracuda. All of these things have very aggressive names. There is no firewall that's called Happy Koala. It's all stuff that's going to kill you. Okay, so shark, raptor, things like that. There's a complete paradigm for naming a firewall, and it's never going to be anything that you'd see on a kid's show as a fluffy sidekick. Okay, enable Bastion in GAIT. When you deploy a VM, you get to choose whether or not you're going to give it a public IP address. By default, you do. Now, when you give a VM a public IP address, the public IP addresses for Azure, for GCP, for AWS, are all known to everybody. There's bots that are just sitting there on the internet waiting for new hosts to come up. The moment a new host comes up, if it's got an administrative port open, bang, they're hammering that like a builder trying to wake me up at 6 o'clock in the morning next door is hammering the house doing renovations. So what you want to do with Bastion, Bastion's brand new, and what Bastion does is if you deploy Bastion, it kind of basically deploys a VM that Microsoft manages, and then you use a web browser connection that looks like this, and then you can RDP or SSH into that VM. It's really great for any VM that doesn't need a public IP address, should not have one. So if you've got a multi-tier application, a lot of people go and deploy these multi-tier applications and they're like, oh, we'll give that back-end machine a public IP address because that way it's easy to manage because I don't want to go up and set up a jump box or I don't want to go and set up a VPN into it. Okay, so Bastion allows you to get around that. With just-in-time, it requires Azure Security Center, and what happens when you use just-in-time is that you request access to a VM, and then for a certain amount of time, you can get access to that VM from the specific IP address that you've actually requested access on. With adaptive application control, this is really cool. So adaptive application control, you turn it on, and then it watches the application execution on your VMs in the subscription. And what it does is it builds up a profile of which applications you're running on a regular basis. Then it'll give you a list of those, and you can say, right, I'm going to whitelist these applications. And if the application isn't on the whitelist, it will not execute within the VM. At the moment, you can do blocking on Windows, and you can do auditing on Linux. So at the moment, it basically uses, for those of you who know it, it uses app locker rules. So it goes and creates app locker rules and injects those into the VMs. Now, what's really, really, really interesting, and this is completely bloody speculative on my part, and the reason I use is a bloody so that it flags it wherever, because I'm making this up as I go along, we've just got Generation 2 VMs in Azure going into preview. Generation 2 VMs on Hyper-V can use what's called a code integrity policy or Windows Defender Application Guard. That means code integrity or whitelisting enforced at a much deeper layer than app locker rules. So I would not be surprised, but I am entirely speculating that you will get code integrity policies through adaptive application control at some point in the future, just because they're even stronger than app locker rules when it comes to restricting and whitelisting applications. But this is a great one. Most of your applications are going to be servers. Servers run a particular profile, a particular set of executables. You just say, right, if it's not on my list, don't allow it to run. And this is great because unlike traditional with AppLocker where you had to sort of figure out what your rules were, machine learning's going to go and figure it out for you. So turn on adaptive application control. Turn on IaaS VM Disk Encryption. It's like BitLocker for Windows VMs or dmcrypt for Linux VMs. You need a key vault that you've got to turn on for this to store your encryption keys. Now, what this blocks is a very specific attack that occurs. As you know, a VM stores its virtual hard disk in a storage account. There have been people that have had read access to that storage account that have picked up that VHD file, downloaded it, mounted it in Hyper-V, and then bang, have got access to the contents of that virtual machine. Okay, you don't have to get into a virtual machine by logging onto it. If you can just pull the hard drive, mount it, and then get access to the contents of that hard drive. So if you turn on disk encryption, no one is going to get access to the contents of that hard drive. And it's very easy to set up, and it means that no one can export your virtual machine and get access to it. Because one of the other things you need to remember about attackers, if you haven't set up your read access properly, remember I said you shouldn't even be able to see the VM if you shouldn't have rights to it. I have gone into so many companies as a consultant prior to joining Microsoft and seen global administrator privileges written up on the whiteboard in the shared area. And the password's never a good password. It's usually the name of the local football team in Australia. So again, I'm sure here, no one would ever do anything that stupid because clearly Americans are much smarter than Australians. So what you're trying to do is not only protect against stupid actions, but try and unusual ones, because most people wouldn't even sit there and think about this. This is why, if you're running on-prem, we tell you to use shielded VMs. Because now, the best way to get domain admin credentials is to basically go and fish the virtualization administrator's credentials, log on, export the virtual machines, exfiltrate them, you get access to a domain controller, you do an offline attack on ntds.dit, you extract all of the domain credentials, and then you own the domain. Okay, so file integrity monitoring. What this does is that when you turn it on, we obviously know what the critical files on a system are. And when someone's attacking a system, what are they doing? They're modifying the registry, they're modifying these critical files. They might be modifying scheduled tasks so that they gain persistence on a VM. A persistence means that they can gain access to the VM after you reboot it. You turn on file integrity monitoring. This will alert you when any of those critical files are changed. It doesn't necessarily tell you what's happened, but it'll allow you often to see the difference in the change. You'll be able to go to a storage account and go, well, this is the original version of the file, this is the changed version. Did I change it? Did someone authorize change it? Or has something happened that I should be actually more deeply investigating? It'll track registry modifications, including changes inside, modifications to access control lists. So even if someone changes the permissions on a critical file, be it a Windows or a Linux file, it will notify you that that's occurred. Additional recommendations. Turn on Azure Security Center. When you fire up Azure Security Center, you can go into the compute node, and it'll give you a list of recommendations. Now, if you've done everything that I've gone through here, you're going to be super awesome, or super excited, as Thomas always is. Turn on backup. Right? If your virtual machine gets corrupted, if your virtual machine gets attacked, if something changes in your virtual machine, sometimes the easiest way of resolving it is just pulling back from a backup and then making sure that you've got your protection back on. But always have backups. Okay? You can't roll back to a good configuration if you don't have a backed up configuration to roll back to. Deploy the most recent image from the gallery. And avoid, unless you've got an excellent reason for doing so, rolling your own. If you want to roll your own image, what you do is you start off from something with the gallery and then you run some scripts against it. Why? Because the gallery images are the ones most likely to be fully up to date. If you're rolling your own, you might be missing something. You might have a package on Linux or you might have something on Windows that hasn't been patched. And again, because you're deploying it to a known public IP address, if you're making it public, an attacker who's just launching automated attacks at you might be able to leverage that. Turn on adaptive network hardening. What adaptive network hardening does is it looks at the network utilization profile of that VM. For example, if you're always having traffic from a particular small set of IP addresses, but you've configured a firewall rule to say, I want to allow a /24 access to this VM on this port. Adaptive network hardening will go, well, actually, you know what? We can lock that right down to a /29 because you're actually only using a very small number of IP addresses. What it's about is it's reducing the scope of what network traffic can go in and out of that virtual machine based on an analysis of how network traffic is usually used on that VM. So it will tell you what to do rather than you trying to figure it out yourself. Apply your OS security baselines, such as DISA STIG inside your VMs. Now, we can't do that automatically at the moment, but by default, when you deploy Windows, it's not deployed in its most secure configuration. Why? Because there's a whole lot of compatibility issues if you go and do that. If you go and bing DISA STIG, you will get a very long list of security recommendations on how to lock down Windows or how to lock down Linux beyond its default configuration to make that as hard as possible. So it's not just about making the VM container as hard as possible, it's about making the operating system inside that VM container as hard as possible. Then also you can deploy a vulnerability assessment to the VM. So if you've got Azure Security Center standard, you can do Qualys. It'll push Qualys in and it'll then do a vulnerability assessment based on the configuration of your VM and again come through and tell you what you need to do to make that VM more solid. In this session, we looked at secure administrative plane, Azure software updates, firewall, NSGs and NVAs, endpoint protection, bastion and JIT access, adaptive application control, and disk encryption, and file integrity monitoring. MasterSec Jedi did do a session that's 45 minutes that's very similar to this session. If you're interested, the reason I've got this slide here is that we're taking this session on the Ignite tour, and there'll be people on the Ignite tour that weren't at this event. So there's a video up there that you can actually review that's 45 minutes rather than a very compressed 20 minutes. As I said, Aka.ms Secure IaaS VM. If you want one of these stickers, please come up the front. Remember to fill out your evaluations, and if you've got any questions, just come up and ask. Thank you very much for your attention.